Hey guys, it's 258. Welcome back to another reading. All I'm gonna say is I'm trying to focus on my main channel now, and this is probably gonna be the last one I'm probably gonna do. This is like a late Valentine's gift for you guys. I'm not sure if there's sex in this or actual clop. I should have said the S word. Clop is more monetizable. Damn it. But I'm not quite sure if there's any, bugging, touching uglies, because I feel like it's just, according to the comments, it's just a bunch of teasing. But yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. Anyways, this is like a belated Valentine's gift for you guys. And happy President's Day. And since I want to focus on the other channels, my other channel, not the channels. Actually, it's probably both because they're both in the same sphere. Because I want the main one and then the one that has the two next to it. So I'm probably going to be over there for the most part. Probably not going to focus too much on this channel. I just have to I really wish I could just throw away the key, but I always come back and check up on things. Because, I'm, it's my statistics and all that, even though all that is really low right now because I've probably been uploading daily, and apparently that it needs to give, some videos deserve some room to breathe, but don't go all out. Which I say with the community around this channel, it's fine to let them breathe, because that's how I started it with this channel. Is just wait until it hits 500 or 1,000 views and then go on the next chapter. Imagine if I still did that. Wait until this video hits let's say for the readings, the chapter reading right now, wait until it hits 500 or 1,000 views, then go read the next one. Imagine if I still did that though. I feel like probably have more views because it would give some people a incentive to do that. Anyways, this ClopFic is called Servant of the Sun. I'm going to try to have both chapters on here, so we'll see what I do with that. So right now, Sunlounger is chapter 1. I'm not sure if everyone's human here. I'm not sure if actual servant wise is actual servant wise. But we'll find out because I'm quite sure. So you just get a drink. It's not something in my mouth apparently. Alright, chapter 1, Sunlounger. Let's just hop right into it. Are you looking through my panty drawer, Anon? A warm voice giggles from behind you. You gasp and seize up in surprise as the voice breaks the silence. Your fingers tense up at the golden silken panties in your grasp. Casting an uncomfortable glance back at her voice, you see Celestia leaning against the wooden doorframe with an amused smirk on her face, as if she's just caught you with your hand in a cookie jar. Celestia had invited you to stay at the castle and placed you in the throne in the room next to hers. Most of the time she had been busy with regal matters, and so she had been preoccupied, leaving you to wander aimlessly around the castle to yourself. Today she accidentally left her door open on her way to a quick meeting before being too much in a hurry to close it. You noticed a slight crack of the open door when you left to begin yet another self-guided tour of the castle. Seeing no one around, you sneak inside, tiptoeing lightly across the cool marble floor. Why did you sneak in? A thought crosses your mind. There's nothing in here, but there must be something in here worth finding. Celestia had always been fully clothed whenever you've seen her, the tight-fitting dress exemplifying the strong curves of her wide hips and impressive bust. Celestia's beauty was nearly godlike to behold, and it drew the stares of men and women everywhere she went. Her long multicolored hair tumbled down her back almost messlessly, reaching just above her curvaceous lips. You mumble, embarrassment shooting across you in the form of an intent. Let me read that. You mumble, embarrassment shooting across you in the form of an intense blush. It's not nice to go looking through people's underwear drawers. Celestia's tone was still oddly playful, whereas she should have been absolutely and understandably livid. You might regret it if they catch you. Celestia confidently started towards you, long legs devouring the distance between the pair of you in only a few strides. That little paragraph? My man's British. The author's British, or just knows their tendencies. Now, what do you think your punishment should be? Celestia steps in close to you. A wave of warm scented perfume washed over you, filling your nostrils with her fruity scent. You catch hints of oranges and citrus as the aroma swirls around your head. Preferably nothing. You take a step back away from her, but she's too quick and lightly grips at your wrist. I think I have an idea for what to do with you. A devilish grin spread across her face that sent shivers down her spine, as you were tempted to imagine what sinister punishment she had devised for you. Does it involve letting me go? You try to pull away from her grip again, but her strength is overpowering and your wrist remains firmly in possession. No, a light chuckle from her carries a large amount of barely hidden danger behind her. I was thinking more of, she lowers her head slightly, a lot of teasing and a bit of pulling on your wrist. She leans in and whispers directly in your ear, her husky tones erecting a tent in your pants. Denial. With Celestia's near godlike power, you'll go up and shudder in a sudden fear. She smirked at your sudden nervous reaction to her dominating talent. Denial, you try to swallow a lump that just appeared in your throat. A little kink of mine, Celestia chuckled, enjoying your embarrassment, screaming, do you think you could withstand my teasing? Her other hand reaches out to stroke across your chest seductively, and you can feel the warmth of her palm through your clothes as if they weren't there. Without giving you a chance to respond, she continues, well, let's take this off. She releases your wrist from her grasp, letting it dangle by your waist. Her deft fingers began to undo the buttons of your shirt slowly, undressing you slowly with practiced skill. You can only watch as the princess of the sun begins to strip you down, removing your shirt first with delicate and almost planned motions. Your trousers continue to tighten as her hands stroke across your chest, her long nails gently scratching against your skin. Once all the buttons are undone, she traces down your stomach with those fingernails, inhaling through her teeth as her attention is focused on the bulge in your pants. You feel the need to gasp as she gently strokes your groin. Her intent on drawing this out is obvious. Let's see what we're dealing with down here, Celestia grins, her fingers flicking out to unbutton your trousers, nearly pulling them apart with your anticipation. While she is unbuttoning your trousers, you take advantage of her diverted attention and remove your unbuttoned top. It crumples beside you in a pile. Your trousers fall to your ankles as Celestia pulls them down swiftly, leaving you just in your underwear. With a prominent bulge, you can see Celestia lightly squirming inside her own tight dress as she bends down on her knees to judge the size of your erection. Celestia licks her lips, catching a drip of saliva as it forms on her lower lips. Oh, Celestia smirks while stroking the outside of your underwear, the warmth of her hand touching you, licking through the thin fabric. A low moan leaves your lips as Celestia pulls down your underwear past your knees, joining your trousers at your ankles. Your erection stands proud of attention due to Celestia's generous attention, and a sly smirk spreads across her face. You'll do. She casts a glance up at you that screamed seduction and power. I bet you expected me to extend my tongue and start sucking until you're completely dry, don't you? Her grin widens as you nod sheepishly, dreams dying as your shot at a celestial blowjob vanish. Celestia pressed the tips of her index fingers with a dim glow, produced a long strip of velvet, pulling her fingers apart to get a long string to use. You see, this is all part of your denial. With the string taut between two fingers, Celestia reaches out with it and ties one around the base of your erection. Quickly, she ties a knot with it firmly secured around your cock. There's no fight from you, as Celestia could easily overpower you and choose to delay it even further. Now I've had a long streak of stuffy royal meetings without a break, and I think it's time for one. She stands up from her nut position to look you straight in the eyes, her violet eyes piercing straight through you. So I think a lovely session by the royal pool is in order. She gives you a seductive wink, then turns without another word and begins walking, holding the string attached to her cock in one hand. Her seductive walk showed off her curvaceous features again, her hips swaying back and forth as she gave a little tug on the string attached to your cock. You resisted for a second, not wanting to be pulled along embarrassingly, but a strong tug from the string changes your mind and you walk after her, admiring her beautifully round ass bound in her tight dress. Celestia led you out of the bedroom, gleefully guiding you through the empty halls of Canterlot Castle with a long string tied around your cock. As if she was taking her pet for a walk, she said nothing to you, smiling as she made sure to throw out her hips left and right to accentuate her deliciously curvaceous form. Her large ass had a quick jiggle to it. On every down step she made, no doubt inflated by years of occasional snacking and lazy mornings. In the tight black skirt, the fabric seemed to cling so tightly to her skin that it must have been squeezing the actual size. Oh, to put your face between those glorious round cheeks would be a dream, and to have Celestia dominate your body with hers, holding you down with naught but her magic and seductive wiles. It would be a wish come true. Taking a quick glance back, she sees that your attention is focused entirely on her jiggly ass. Celestia puts a bounce into her step, swaying back and forth, nearly hypnotizing you with just her hips. The empty sounds of your bare feet against the chilled marble floor were lost as the swaying ass in front of you seems to fill your entire view with his sheer roundness. Another tug on your cock from the string at your groin shakes you out of your trance, your shaft almost painfully erect under her control. Enjoying yourself back there? Celestia giggled and pulled a little again. That should be tight enough now for you not to come everywhere the second we start. Wait, you mean we haven't started? Your mouth drops open in surprise. Of course we haven't started. I'm just making you ready. An audible gulp sounds from your throat as her words resonate ominously in the empty hallway. The pair of you arrive at the white staircase with the red carpet trailing down the middle, golden words emblazoned upon a stone sign attached to the wall at the foot of the stairs told you that the staircase led to the rooftop pool. Without wasting any time, Celestia stepped up the steps, pulling you with the string kept on a tight leash. I'm assuming this leash is magic. I don't know. I don't remember how it came to existence, but I'm assuming it's just magic. I forgot. Like, there's times to just read and I don't get the context anymore. Only a few steps into the stairs, you notice this trip is going to be a difficult one. With the leash around your cock as short as it is, and Celestia being a few steps above you, your face is pulled within certain centimeters of her luscious, round cheeks that quiver even more on the stairs. The strong smell of her arousing scent filled your nostrils even more strongly. Your smell of erotic heat filled your mind completely, succeeding to blur your vision enough to focus directly on Celestia's ass and nothing else. The misty sight of nothing but Celestia's butt confined within her tight black dress was a visual treasure to behold. It rippled back and forth as Celestia trotted up the stairs, her panties visible even though the admittedly thin fabric. You could pretty much see Celestia's large ass right through the stretched fabric. Little glimpses of her perfectly smooth and soft ass that seemed flawless. What would she do if you pretended to fall forward, forcing your face between those large, curvaceous ass cheeks? I began licking until she pleaded with you to stop out of pleasure. Could you even resist sliding your tongue from those thick thighs up to her moist slit? Stopping off to give her a beautifully soft ass cheeks a wet kiss with the liberal use of tongue to taste her vanilla flavored skin. I feel like you're being in a lot more trouble than you are already, sir. Like, you can't just do that. We're here, Celestia stopped suddenly on the top floor, knowing full well that your face will collide directly with her ass. It does, and your inertia carries your face directly between the cheeks. It's even softer than you could have thought. It would have been... Her ass seems to draw you in, holding your face between her cheeks with a little grip. Your nose is forced directly against her skin, separated only by the thin material of your skirt, and this is enough for you to be overwhelmed by her intense, fruity musk. The heat was already nearly too much for you, radiating throughout your entire face. Celestia steps forward, letting you breathe again, the heat of her ass replaced by that of the sunlight hitting your face gently. It's pleasant, but unwanted compared to the feeling of Celestia's magnificent ass. I can't believe I freaking had trouble on that word. I have a great fondness for my sun in the sky, and I feel compelled to enjoy the warmth and beauty of its light, so I sunbathe most days I can for a few hours. The smirk from before still hasn't left her face, and it's all the more devilish now, but I haven't been able to for the last few weeks, so I'm taking a little break to do that now. You see, we ran out of towels to lie on, and a new batch hasn't been cleaned in time for today's sun tanning session. Her eyes darted from the empty Sunlounger next to the flat waters of the pool, which is where you come in, says she tugs a little on your cock to control your attention. Now we actually begin. I'm deciding that you are going to be my faithful little towel. The blood leaves your face. Surely she didn't mean she gets to lie all over you in revealing underwear, did she? Excuse me, you croak with a dry throat. No, this could go two ways in my mind. Other than the female domination that's going on, magical world, he could actually be turned into a towel, which could be a problem if, he doesn't turn him back. You get to be my special little towel today, but I have to set a few ground rules before we begin. The strong, dominating side of Celestia was becoming unleashed, and she moved with fluid grace while speaking. Rule number 1, she began leading you around to the Sunlounger with a string around your cock. No speaking to me unless I ask a question. Sunbathing is meant to be relaxing, and I can't relax with someone speaking right into my ear. Second rule, if I ask you to do something, you must do it, no matter what I ask of you. Noticing your worried expression, she chuckles herself. Don't worry, I won't ask much besides you moving something or helping me out with basic things. Nothing excessive or incredibly strange. I just want a quiet, relaxing day. A wave of relief washes over you until she says the final rule. Rule 3, you're not allowed to orgasm at all. No matter what I do, it is your task to hold it back. If you do break this rule, the most important of the rules, then I will have to actually punish you rather than make an excuse to use your body to satisfy my own means. She stops next to her sunbed and turns in to face you, breaking your sight from her fantastic ass for the first time since you left your room. Your mouth hangs open slightly as you realize that Celestia had more in store for you than you thought. Is that all? You mumble, trying to project a little bravado, but she sees right through it and calls your bluff. Well, if you want more, I can think of an extension to your punishment or a harsher rule. Harsher? You realize you stepped in over your head. Rule 4, no touching me at any time unless I ask. Your hands and arms are to remain bound to the chair at all times. Only if I ask you to touch me are you allowed to. Otherwise, you aren't even allowed to move. Her devilish grin tells you she's having a lot of fun dominating you. This rule of no touching was strict. How did she expect you not to rub your hands up and down her body as she lay atop you? How are you supposed to trace your hands up her sides and down her thighs while she cooed appreciatively at you? Honestly, if I was caught in the situation, I'm just leaving. I would have just left. I would have just ran and left if she caught me in the panty drawer. I wouldn't even look at the drawer. I would literally just look in her room and be like, wow. I just leave. Fucking Anna on being a pervert for some reason. Also, she had golden lace panties, boys. That's just something I have to point out. She had golden panties. Which I don't know. Firstly, this scare's a little compressing, don't you think? Her fingers scored up her thighs, teasing around the zip on the side of her skirt, a subtle black stripe on her flank. Would you do the honors to help me out of this? She asked a question as if you would ever say no to her. Your fingers grasp the cool metal zip and tug sheepishly, almost embarrassed that you are allowed to undress Celestia. It unzips easily, and the skirt started to slip down Celestia's leg, exposing a slim pair of gold-colored panties tightly hugging her skin. The smooth material clung to her warm skin perfectly with a knot, but a string holding it together. The black dress fell into a pile at Celestia's ankles, and you could see her long, perfect legs for the first time in the sunlight. You want to drag your tongue all the way up past her thighs to her magnificent ass. Without the dress, Celestia's bubble butt was even more impressive. The sunlight reflecting off her olive tan skin made you want to sink your face into her warm cheeks forever. Would Celestia even let you kiss her ass even more, just once to run your tongue over her plump ass cheeks and taste her smooth skin? Hopefully. Now lay yourself down on that Sunlounger, face up. She gestures towards the Sunlounger and smiles. I know you just want to just bury your face oh fuck, you just read your smile. You just read your thoughts. I know you want to just bury your face between my ass cheeks, but not yet. Oh, so he's getting a chance. Come on, Sally. Come on, I've been curious. The Sunlounger's cushion was nearly as soft as your bed downstairs. The sun had heated the Sunlounger, and it was warm on your back and thighs. When you lay down, your arms naturally rested on the wooden armrest by each side, while something niggled in the back of your mind that Celestia had planned this all out. Looking up, Celestia's curvaceous body blocked out the sun, and she had turned around, displaying her ass to you again. Her golden thong disappeared into her luscious crack, and you can see it stretch and flex around her tan skin. The sunlight streams through her thin, white blouse as she slowly unbuttons it, letting the wind catch the sides of her blouse and blowing them apart. Her white hips gently taper up to a flat stomach, which was completely overshadowed by her hefty bust. You could see the edges of the matching golden bra that contained those large, pillowy breasts. Celestia looked back over her shoulder at you, smiling at your incredulous expression. You did mention that I'm assuming she did plan this all out. Like, she invited you to the castle, and I hope, well, you're human, every pony here is humanified, so I'm assuming everyone knows, well, Celestia knows, like, everyone would love to be, but you're Anon, so Anon always gets special treatment. But a guard would not get this type of treatment if he was found just rummaging through. Like, he'll get actual punishment. Anyways, back to after another water break, actually. Alright. I've had time to work on my body. Do you think I've done well? The silence from you says it all, and you hear another chuckle. Her fingers sink into the soft tan flesh of her ass as she gently grasps it to tease you, pulling her ass apart slightly. You can see that her pair of panties is squished between her cheeks easily. Her cock stiffens even further. Painfully hard now, Celestia continues to tease you with her body. She steps to the side of the Sunlounger, turning to face you with half-lidded eyes that meant nothing but fierce, erotic fantasy. Licking her red lips, Celestia places a long, sexy leg over your waist and positions herself above your groin. She glances back over her shoulder at you, giving you a seductive wink before planting her thick hips down on your stomach. The softness of her ass is even greater than you thought possible. Your mouth hangs open as the thought from her skin is electrifying. The weight of her hot ass is nearly crushing against your pelvis. No doubt from the countless snacks after a long, hard day of countless meetings. Speaking of long, hard things, Celestia gently grabs your sensitive shaft, toying with you gently as she rests her substantial ass down upon you. Her hot hands torment and tease your shaft with soft strokes and quick tip pinches. Maybe I've worked too slowly. One of Celestia's legs lifted the ground and crossed over yours, using your leg as a cushion to place hers on. She pressed your cock against the widest part of her thigh, letting you feel the warmth of her skin. A groan leaves your lips, and you have to grit your teeth to avoid anything. Celestia leans back on your body, her naked back against your nude chest. Her skin is smooth against yours, and her solar warmth begins to pervade through your body. With a flick of her head, her Hair slips past your shoulder and seems to move between your head and the cushion below as if it was prehensile. She hums and you can feel the gentle vibration of her body easily. The urge to loop your arms around her waist and remove her panties is strong. You're comfier. You're comfier than I thought. Her other leg joins her first and crosses over in a very relaxed manner, her calf resting against her shin. More important to you, though, was the fact that your cock was rock hard and stuck between Celestia's thick thighs. Her crossed legs closed in around your cock in a vice-tight grip of warmth and strength. A noiseless groan left your lips as two soft warm walls closed around your cock, the intense pleasure rushing up your spine to your mind. Okay, before we continue, I just realized she probably has planned this out because I feel like no guards are around and Luna is doing something else as normal. I feel like that's what's happening. Now we can begin. Celestia giggles softly, looking down to just see the top of your cock emerging from between her thighs. The tip of one finger gently strokes the tender tip, gently swirling it between her thick thighs. Her assault upon your cock was immediate and unrelenting, and every few seconds Celestia would squeeze her thighs together and hold for a few seconds, delighting in your strange squirms before releasing back. It was taking all of your strength to hold back to the desire to buck your cock into those thighs and feel relief from her erotic torture. Surely it was only momentary, and soon she'd whip away her remaining clothes, mount you, and bring you to a state of unmatched ecstasy, right? A wet feeling near your cock roused you from your own thoughts. Had you come already in her grasp? Had you broken one of Celestia's rules mere minutes after she'd begun? It appears your cock. It's making me the slightest bit wet. Celestia's grins, pulling your cock back so it can feel the dampness of your wet panties. The only thing you can do is exhale and furrow your brow, your breath rushing past Celestia's ear. Will she take that as you speaking? You breathe. I can't imagine how much pleasure you're in right now. She coos at you, giving her hips like a belly dancer, moving your cock with her hips in circles. Your eyes clamped shut with your breath coming out. Staggered, the wooden arms of the chair felt like they would crack under your tight grip. It must be absolute agony for you right now, having my wide hips pressed against you so strongly. Many a man would have already come, but you haven't. Celestia pushed down with her hips, stroking your cock with her damp panties and thick thighs. Her thighs became wet as well from the accidental teasing you gave her, and her warm, moist thighs became very slick as your cock moves around between them. Your cock is surrounded on all sides by Celestia's overpowering, hot, damp thighs that clamp tightly around it. Another groan leaves your lips, and your mind being nearly broken by the pleasure of just her thighs. Have we broken rule 3? Celestia smiled, running a finger against her cock. On the end of her finger was a liquid fluid, and it wasn't from her damp slit. If you've actually come, I wouldn't be too surprised. Sexily, Celestia lifted her finger to her lips, taking the lick of the fluid, suspecting whether or not it's not your own cum on them. Although you can't see it, you can just imagine her tongue coiling around her finger, drawing off the fluid into her mouth. You grunt, imagining what her tongue would feel around your cock. It seems I was wrong, Celestia slid her finger out of her mouth with an audible pop. It's just so you're still in the game, she giggles atop you, rubbing her fingers together contently. Damn. So she's done this with other people before, damn it. I honestly hope, if that's the case, I hope she actually has an interest in them and them back. Or she just likes dominating people for no reason. By now your cock was harder than it had ever been. By your estimate, Celestia had it trapped between her hips for roughly 10 minutes as she showed no sign of letting up your agonizingly pleasurable torment. Even the slight shifts in her position drove you mad, but being unable to move, you were forced to stay absolutely still, even though your entire body was inflamed with sexual lust and desire. Gritting your teeth did nothing, nor did flexing your fingers back and forth or any other means of trying to get rid of that powerful sensation of scorching lust. Excuse me. That's 15 minutes, Celestia smiled. I honestly didn't expect you to last this long. I expected you would have come almost instantly. You were about to speak, but remembering the rules, you bit your tongue to stop yourself from speaking. Your groans are nearly constant now, and your breathing had turned to panting. So faithful servant of the sun, would you like your reward for service now or later? Celestia chuckles, lightly taking a look back at your strained features. Before you can even respond, though, clenched teeth, she reaches back and places her hands on your wrist, strapping you to the Sunlounger. I don't think I need an answer for that. You look like you're about to explode. Celestia dragged her ass up your body, deliberately pushing her hips down to tease you that that last little bit. Spreading her legs slightly apart, she frees your cock from within their thighs, allowing you to feel the cooler air once again. Temporary relief wash over you, and your head sags back onto the Sunlounger surface, long breath releasing itself from your lungs. But you can still feel Celestia's wide, hot hips on your stomach, and now, with your cock released from its fleshy prison, it felt the need to point itself directly towards Celestia's hot, damp slit. Well, at least you're direct. You heard her low chuckle again as one of her hands dropped down to your cock, gently taking it in a grasp and squeezing it softly out of the frying pan into the fryer. The teasing continued. Celestia's hand took a tight grip on your cock, stroking you back and forth at an agonizingly slow pace. Her guiding was slow and subtle enough for you not to notice instantly, but you feel a strong source of heat getting closer and closer to your cock. Looking down, you see her tight clothes seem to melt off her body, disappearing into droplets, then vanishing into thin air. It'd take too long for me to battle with the clips, she explains, covering her breast with her arms. As if there was still a shred of doubt that Celestia's desire was less than yours, she had been the one to strip you naked, sitting in a Sunlounger and pour her hot body all over you. Yet she was so reluctant to show off her, no doubt, incredible bust. I can't wait, Celestia licked her lips and held your cock still while her hips descended towards yours. As her hips lowered towards yours, you grit your teeth in preparation for the unquestionably divine pleasures you were about to feel. Her sweaty body dripped down droplets onto your skin, and you swore you heard them crackle as they landed on your skin. Your own sweat was flattened against your body from Celestia's body pressed against you. Her beautiful olive tan skin nearly glistened in the sunlight, making you want to reach out and slide your hands around her curvaceous body. But all those temptations leave you as the sensitive tip of your cock meets the hot, wet lips of Celestia's pink slit. A tortured groan leaves your lips as droplets of Celestia's thick juices travel down your shaft to your thighs from her. There's a similar low groan and a roll of her shoulders that travels throughout her entire body like a wave. Inch by inch, your cock slowly disappears inside of her insanely tight slit, her inner walls compressing like a vice around your shaft. Celestia was in complete control of her tightness, using her muscles to contract and squeeze your shaft, drawing and dragging you further and further into wet depths. Celestia's low groans vibrated through her body, adding space vibrations as her body warmed up even further. The tightness was incredible as the final few inches disappeared inside Celestia's moist slit. It was overwhelming how much her nearly burning inside compressed around your cock, almost toying with it by squeezing it up and down. Already on the verge of orgasm before Celestia even freed your cock, you were using every last scrap of determination not to come inside her instantly, although her heavenly pussy was not helping. Celestia was faring much better, but still her resistance was crumbling. It had been weeks and weeks since her last orgasm, and that had been with a toy only, not the real thing. As such, her body was much more acceptable to pleasure. The filling sensation of her pussy walls clapping down on your cock was incredibly pleasurable, and it sent rivulets, I don't know sure what you say, rivulets of burning passion shooting up her spine. Her delectable moans were lengthening in duration and pitch, turning from muted ohs and ums to more vocal ahs. Perhaps sadistically, Celestia began to gyrate her hips in a circular motion, keeping her upper body still. An anguished cry left your lips as she began to break you down with your cock trapped deep inside her pussy again. You tried clenching fingers and toes to alleviate some of the magnificent ecstasy you're feeling, but nothing seems to work as the pleasure continues to rise. The sun, Celestia whimpers, flicking her head back and forth, allowing her billowy hair to flow in the gentle breeze. Her mind was nothing but fiery thoughts of pleasure and wanton lust, and her body acted in ways to achieve this pleasure. Adding to the previous gyrations, Celestia's hips pumped up and down rhythmically, often enough nearly to knock the wind out of you. It was too much. The insane combination of Celestia's curvaceous body contributing to an orgasmically tight slit that radiated heat and sticky juices seemed to bring about your end. Your strength seemed to fade to obscurity as your mind exploded into nirvana. Your eyes rolled back and your tongue lolled out of your mouth as your cock spread out. Your hawk come deep into her vice-like grip. Your body jerked uncontrollably and time again in the best orgasm of your life, assisted by the unrelenting torment on your body. Although later she would deny it, it was a sudden groan coupled with the feeling of your hot cum inside her that pushed Celestia's orgasm over the edge, spilling out of her mind like a tidal wave of sheer, unbridled ecstasy. Her back arched instantly, hands rubbing up in her legs over her chest, stretching up into the air like a morning stretch. A torrent of her hot juices came spilling out of the tight seal between your cock and her accommodating pussy lips, drenching your thighs in her liquid orgasm. For fuck, she croaked out, her body occasionally quaking with remnants as her orgasm worked its way around her body. Oh, I really needed that release. She squeezed with her inner walls to milk your cock dry, making your every last drop had been used up. Wait, what? She squeezed with her inner walls to milk your cock dry, making your every last drop that's such a fucked sentence. Making your every last drop had been used up. Don't you just feel all better now? Celestia glanced over her shoulder, and upon seeing your face fuzzing in throes of ecstasy, she smiled weakly to herself. Oh, did I do that? She lowered her back to her chest again, stretching her arms out above her head. You could feel through the seemingly never-ending orgasm, her legs stretching back out over yours. My dick, a mutter leaves you in her lips as you seem to regain consciousness. I think I'll be inviting you back to Cantola to do something like this again. Maybe in a few weeks when I've recovered, dude. I'm trying to get your heart rate under control. That was amazing. Celestia chipped in. Better. Then when you come back in a few weeks, I have something even more insidious planned for you. Like what? No spoilers, but I will break you down. She laughed. One final tremor running through her arm. Want to swim? Well, that's the end of chapter 1, man. Let me write down the timestamp so I can actually separate these. It ended around 32, okay. 32, 18-ish. Okay. God damn, man. Chapter 1 just gets an A+ from me, dude. All I'm saying, did not expect it. Oh my god, dude. Wait, how many words is this? Fuck, chapter 2 is even longer. Fuck that. I'm not reading it. Alright, it's fucking 10:40 at midnight. Alright, guys. Alright, this time, I'm actually gonna do the whole view thing. If you guys want chapter 2, try to get the views up to 1,500. I normally read that, but like, I'm not in the mood to do it right now because I want to focus on my damn main channel, gaming channel. And hopefully, today I'll stream Portal 2 for like my 8th time, I'm pretty sure. Gotta love these games when you just go back and enjoy them. But this time I'm gonna have them stay on the channel. But yeah, anyways guys, there's gonna be a card, hopefully leading you to a reaction for Valentine's Day, I think. And if not, sorry, you're gonna have to go to like somewhere to find my gaming channel. So there's probably gonna be a reaction in the cards. Yeah, a reaction in the cards. Click on that. You can watch it if you want, but just subscribe to that channel if you want to actually catch some live streams from me from time to time, because they're not scheduled or anything. Anyways, guys, that has been Servant of the Sun. If you guys want chapter 2, once again, 1,500, which is 1,500 views, and that's the threshold to break if you want more of this. Of course, this is a ClopFic, and I'm assuming you guys are going to break that within probably 3 to 4 days, to be honest. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching this thing. Thank you guys do, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
I'm so broken here, yeah, I'm an outcast. No, I never fit in, but I outlast all these money pop fiends with the color pop dreams. Rather come up on my own, cause they out fast, yeah.